Hello everybody. Today I'm doing a reading vlog. I haven't been reading much these last few months and it's sort of annoying me because I have been busy and it's not been fun being that busy and not being able to read. So I thought I would start filming it and see if that got me somewhere. Because that'll just make me want to read more so I can share my thoughts with people. Because the only person I can really share my thoughts with in person is my mum. And she lives 2 hours away from me, and I always forget to call, and we're not always reading the same books. The same thing with my friends, they read a lot of different books than me, so I thought I would vlog it instead, and yeah. Anyway, so I have a few books that I want to read. One is a continuing series, and one is a book that I picked up in the used bookstore, I think about a week ago. Anyway, so that one is Water Witch by Deborah LeBlanc, and I have no idea what this is about. I think it's a horror thriller, but all I know is that I picked up this book because of the first sentence, which is, after soaking his father with 3 gallons of gasoline, Olm lit a match and tossed it onto the old man's body. I couldn't not pick it up after that, so I got that from the used bookstore. And I'm looking forward to reading this, and I have this really nice bookmark that my friend got me after she came back from a Europe trip. So yeah, that's very nice. It's a nice, I think it's a print, a hand-painted print of some sort of Nice. So yeah, I really like that bookmark and I'm looking forward to using it, so thank you, Beck. And I also got this one little book sleeve that I'm going to be using from my friend in England as a gift, a belated birthday gift, because my birthday was a few months ago and I've just now got it, but I'm very happy with it, and we all have matching ones now, which is very exciting. Anyway, I am also going to be continuing the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series with the second book, Before the Coffee Got Cold, Tales from the Cafe. I tried to find like an audiobook for this. It is on Audible, but it's like $14.95 for each book, and I want to read the whole series, so it's sort of like, do I read the whole series just physically, or do I pay $14.95 for each book when I already have the physical books? So I decided that I'm just going to have to read it. The reason I wanted to look for audiobooks is because I'm doing this. So this here is a hand embroidery. Can you see that? Yeah. It's a hand embroidery, sorry about the shadows, of a human heart. I'm making a few pillows for my living room and very much looking forward to having this one completed. This is the first one I'm making. I'm just using linen and just like normal embroidery floss, but I'm very excited about that. The problem is, when I'm doing this, I am unable to read my book. So that's why I was looking for the audiobook, but I can't find it. The libraries don't have a copy of the audiobook, so I think I'm just gonna have to suck it up and read it. Anyway, so it's like 12 o'clock at the moment, and I'm probably gonna get started with Water Witch first because it's a horror thriller, and I usually go through thrillers really fast because I really like them. They are probably my favorite type of book because I like the just the feeling, the experience that you get when you're reading it, the real need to turn the page. I just love that feeling. So I'm probably going to read this one first. I did read, when I first read Before the Coffee Gets Cold, it was in the middle of exam season in my last year of high school. So I was working towards getting my ATAR. For those who don't know, that is the Australian Tertiary Access Ranking. So that means you have to get a certain ATAR to be able to get into certain degrees. So say a medical degree, for example, you need a high 90 score to get into that degree. For me, I wanted to do teaching, so I only needed a 72. I ended up getting well above that, so I was very happy. But I did read this one in the middle of that season, so I did enjoy it, and it was very fast paced, but I will admit that I think doing that in the middle of exam season really wasn't my best idea, because I didn't quite enjoy it as much as I think I would have. So I've sort of skimmed this over, had a bit of a refresher, read a few summaries online, and so I know what's going on in the book. I know the characters as well, because it has been over a year since I've read this book. I'm very confident that I'm going to like the rest of the series. I do have the rest of the series, which I will go grab. Hang on. So I do have the rest of the series, these 2 books, and I love the colour scheme of these books, to be completely honest. They just go. Anyway, so I have all of them. My aim is to read the series by the end of December, because I'm definitely not going to reach my reading goal this year. I've only read, I don't know, maybe 2,000 pages, which is very upsetting because I usually read way more books than that. Like even last year in the middle of year 12, I read maybe 50-60 books, and I've read like 6. Oh wait, no, 7, because I did have that literature class. So I'm actually quite upset that I haven't been able to read more. I have a few ambitious goals coming up, which I will talk about in later vlogs. But my aim is to read all these by the end of December. So my aim for this vlog is this one this weekend. It's like 12 o'clock on Saturday, and I'm probably going to end this vlog on Monday afternoon because then I'm going home. I do have to do a few things today, which is babysitting, going shopping, that sort of stuff. And then tomorrow I am hanging out with my friend who just got back from Europe. I have seen her since then, but we haven't had like a hangout session, so I think we're going to be doing a few exciting things there. And of course my embroidery, but I'll probably do this before I go to bed instead of reading like I usually do. I'll probably try and finish some of this. I really am enjoying doing this so far. I think going to enjoy doing the other ones as well. I have some plans and you guys will see that as well. But yeah, so I'm probably going to do Water Witch first. I think I've said that already. But yeah, Water Witch first. This probably won't even take me a day. It's only like 290 pages. I could smash this out today. I do have the babysitting, and the child that I'm babysitting will be asleep while I'm there, so I will take this over and probably read that then, and I'll keep you guys updated as I'm reading. But yeah, I'm very excited. I am hoping that this vlogging will inspire me to read more than I have been this year, because I really want to. And yeah, I am filming with my phone at the moment. I've made a deal with myself that if I do this consistently for 6 months, I can look into getting a camera. But I am filming with my phone, so if the quality isn't great or the audio isn't great, it's because I'm using my phone. But I am hoping if I do this for 6 months, then I will look into getting a camera. So I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll see you soon. Hello again, I'm here for an update. So it is now 4 o'clock. I haven't really read that much. I had some breakfast, well, lunch really. I had lunch, and then I did some embroidery, which you would have seen. I didn't really get much of the embroidery done because I just changed colours, so it was more of a setting up to be able to do the next part of it. And then I went out, I was going to go to the library and sign up to my local library because I haven't done that yet, but it was closed, so I'll have to do that on maybe Monday. Then I remembered that I have to do things for my scholarships, so I've been looking into that. So I think I've only been reading for maybe an hour and a half, if that, because I keep on like going back to the scholarship thing, like reading 2 pages going, oh wait a second. But that one's due on Monday, so I need to get that done tonight, or at least sometime tomorrow. And so I've been looking into that, and I've just got a few more documents to get, and then I should be good. Anyway, I've read about 50 pages of this. I am on chapter 6. It's been interesting so far. So from what I can tell, it's following 2 points of view. The prologue is from a Skadi man who is performing a sacrifice of some sort to his ancestors. That was fascinating. I didn't think we were going to be following him very much, but the last few chapters have been following his point of view, and there have been some horrifying elements to it, for sure. A few sacrifices have been made. But the other point of view is from a 33-year-old woman named Dunny, who has an extra finger for some reason. I still don't know what the reason is. She is clearly the main character because it is laid out that her nickname, but really it's teasing or bullying, is Water Witch because of some of her powers. I like the writing. It's fascinating. It does make me want to turn the page. It goes quick, and the way in which I get information about the world that this is set in, or the character's powers, isn't like info dumping. It's like reflective, sort of. The character is reflecting on something that happened in her childhood and sort of explaining her powers that way. And so I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm only 50 pages in, so I could end up completely hating it, but I am enjoying it. I like the horror elements to it. They're very much reminiscent of like ritual sacrifices and stuff like that, which I am fascinated by. I went through an entire phase in high school where I read mostly just like non-fiction true crime stuff, mostly like cults and serial killers and stuff like that. A lot of them had a lot of like ritual sacrifice sort of elements to their crimes, like they do the same thing over and over again, and it sort of became a ritual sort of thing. And I am always fascinated by stuff like that. It's truly horrifying, but the psychology behind it and everything I find very fascinating. And so this has definitely been a fascinating read so far, seeing it in a cultural point of view. And it's only been animal sacrifices, which still isn't great, but better than human sacrifices. However, there are 2 children missing, which is not a spoiler because it is on the back of the book. So there are 2 children missing, so I'm really hoping it doesn't get to the point where there are child sacrifices, because that is terrible. But I'm going to continue reading it because I enjoy horror books as much as I don't like some of the elements of horror books. I do enjoy them. So far, very much a page turner. I haven't really, like, other than being distracted by my scholarship stuff, haven't really been thinking about anything else while I've been reading it. I do find that I have a problem of, say, if I'm reading like a boring book, I tried to look for one, but these are all books I like. Say a boring book, I start thinking about other things, or I start planning other things, or I start thinking about a different book, but so far I haven't been doing that with this one. So yes, very much enjoying it. I haven't gotten anywhere with this one. Oh, no. this one. But I don't really read 2 books at the same time, so I'll probably aim to finish this one first and then move on. But I have been listening to the Foo Fighters on my record player. One of my friends got that one for me when there was a closing down sale at Sanity in my hometown, and she got that one for me, and I'm very much enjoying it because at the moment I really only have my mum's old records, and they're all Eagles and other things that I didn't really look at. I like the music, but it's like not my favorite, and the Foo Fighters is getting closer to some of my favorite music, so it's been good. It's one of their live shows, I think in Toronto maybe. Been interesting, some good songs on there, none of my favorite songs, but still good. It's good to listen to as well while I'm reading. I would usually listen to like maybe like classical music or like rainy day vibe music while I'm reading, but I wanted something different today, and it's definitely going with the vibe of Water Witch. So yeah, since it's like 4 o'clock, I'm probably not going to pick this book up again before I go over to babysit, so I'm probably just going to look more into my scholarship stuff and yeah, probably try and get half of that filled out, and then while I'm babysitting I will read. Hopefully I'm aiming to read like 150 pages of this today, like overall, so hopefully I'll be able to read about 100 pages of this while I'm reading, but maybe more depending on how while I'm babysitting, sorry, but maybe more depending on how long I am babysitting. Anyway, so I'll be back with another update for you soon. Okay, so I'm back with another update for you. I have done some more of my embroidery. As you can see, I've done this little bright red part. So like this part here and all the way down here will be all bright red, and then there's some blue or some purple to go in around here with the veins and stuff. So not a lot of progress, but some. I was more focused on reading. So it's like 10 o'clock right now, and I got back from babysitting at like 9 o'clock, so I had a good like 4 hours to read. Friends was playing on the TV though, so I will admit that I got quite distracted by that quite often. But I am now up to page 155, so I've read just over 100 pages. I am at my goal for today. I'll probably continue reading this a bit tonight after I finish this update and maybe get to page 200, but I will be definitely finishing this tomorrow. So far I'm loving this book. It's amazing. The folklore in it, I think it's Louisiana folklore. I'm not quite sure, but it is set in Louisiana, in a small town in Louisiana, and it's just amazing. It really adds to the horror element of it. There's these like ghosts, and there's these like lights that are sort of like sirens, but I don't think they're actually sirens. It's something to do with sailors. It hasn't really quite been explained to its full extent yet, but it's definitely adding to the horror thriller element to it, and I'm very much enjoying it. There is also been a few more points of view added. So we have the main character's point of view, the villain's point of view. We now have a prayer woman's point of view, I think is what she is. Her name's Poochie, and I think she's amazing. She acts all crazy and everything, and everyone thinks she's crazy, but she's really not, and she just seems like she knows too much sometimes, or she knows just a little bit more than everyone else around her. And everyone thinks she's crazy, but I really think she's doing it for her own amusement, to be completely honest. But that's amazing. We also had a point of view from one of the missing children. That was very interesting. I don't often read books where you have a point of view from the victim, especially if it's a child victim. You usually just hear, oh, this child was murdered or something, and then nothing. You don't usually get their point of view because they're already gone. So they got a point of view from them, and it was very interesting. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. It's very fast paced. I think I read about 100 pages, and I was probably reading for about 2 hours, so in total. So yeah, very interesting. I very much enjoyed it. The experience is amazing. I will admit it's got a certain ambiance to it where you feel like you're actually there, and I really enjoy that in books where you can feel like you're actually there experiencing the events with the characters. So this is very much not so much a plot-based book, it's very much a character-based book, and you get really inside the heads of these characters, especially Olm, who is the villain. And you also get quite a good point of view from Poochie, who is an 80-year-old woman, which I've already explained my love for her. But yeah, so that's all I really managed to do. I got very much distracted by Friends on the TV because it was right in the middle of the whole Emily wedding thing, and to be completely honest, my mum rewatches that pretty much every year, and every year I end up watching that season. So, well, the end of that season, I think it's like season 4 or something, and then the start of the next season every single year. So, but it's no less enjoyable every year. But yeah, so tomorrow I think I'm going to aim to finish this one and start on Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from a Cafe. My plans were cancelled tomorrow because my friend got sick, so we're planning on meeting up in a few weeks' time. But yeah, I will have more time on my hands. I have half finished doing my scholarship stuff, so that is good. Just waiting on a few letters to come back to me, and I'll be able to submit those hopefully on Monday. But yeah, so overall, loving this book so far. Very interested to see how it goes. and I think I'm going to go get ready for bed, read a bit more, and then hopefully fall asleep at a reasonable hour, which I don't usually manage to do. But yeah, so I'll talk to you probably tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, depends on if I remember to update you before I get really into this book, because I think I'm starting to reach the climax of this book. So it's 1:30 now. I got up late because I stayed up late, not reading or watching booktube as one does, but I have read maybe 20-ish more pages of this one today. I started reading at around 12:30, 1 o'clock ish, not too sure, but definitely speeding up, definitely going somewhere, and I'm very much enjoying the action. It's I think there's a few things that are happening, and I think I'm gonna like it, and I think I know where it's going, which is unfortunate, but I do tend to guess the end of thrillers or the twist in a book before you can get to the twist, which is annoying, but I guess that's just what my reading experience is. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying this one so far. I have to go do some laundry and clean up a bit and pack some for heading back home, so I'm going to be doing that, and I might go outside and read if it's not raining, because it might be raining. It sounds like it's raining, but that could be the fan outside, so there is construction going on outside my place at the moment. So yeah, that's why I waited so long to update, but I enjoying this one. I should finish this today, and I'll probably spend all of tomorrow and some of tonight maybe reading my other book, and I'll keep you guys updated on how I feel about this one. I might finish it before I update again, because there's only 100 or so pages left, so yeah. It is 5:30. I finished Waterwitch at 4:30. Haven't gotten around to Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from the Cafe yet. But I very much enjoyed this one. I gave it like a 3 stars because it was very like, I wanted to read it. I just wanted to keep on reading. And the ending, while expected, was also unexpected. I didn't think who actually did the crime, like took the children, was that person. I didn't think that was who it was. I thought for a while it was someone else who actually died, and then I thought it was someone else who actually turned out to be the person who saved the children and our main character, who is the Water Witch Dunny, who saved Dunny. And I was like, well, I thought something completely different. I really didn't think that that's what was going to happen. And yeah, I was like, I just couldn't put it down. I sat down at probably like, I think it was maybe 3 o'clock. I sat down at 3 o'clock and I just read the rest of this book, the last 100 pages, and I could not put it down. So yeah, like it was a good book. I probably wouldn't read it again because it's not like, once you read a thriller you don't really want to go back and read it again because you know the ending, and the whole point of reading a thriller is to know the ending. I would have liked more information on the dark spirits that were there. They were sort of mentioned and then they were sort of let go. Like there was no real resolution to it, even though there was an epilogue, and I did enjoy the epilogue. But there was no real resolution to the dark spirits. They were mentioned quite heavily in like the middle of the book and then sort of pushed to the side and never mentioned again. There was that little spirit which was explained. They did explain the spirit. You can have like good ones, bad ones, and they sort of either lead you to your death or bring you back to shore. And they did explain those ones, but that was pretty much it. They explained it and you never saw them again. But yeah, like all the loose ends were sort of tied up except for the spirits. Everything, yeah, everything was resolved except for the spirits, and there was a bit of a time jump, and no explanation to, like, was that the end of the haunting? Were there more hauntings happening? And there's not another book, it's standalone. So yeah, that was my only complaint. That was the only loose end that wasn't tied up. It was the fact that the spirits weren't explained. There were like 3 spirits, and the shoes in the tree, which I don't know if I mentioned that, but there were shoes in the tree, sort of just skimmed over, weren't explained, other than like when the shoes started disappearing, like they weren't explained why they were disappearing, and when a certain pair of shoes disappeared, that wasn't explained either, because it was made out to seem like that character was dead now, but the character wasn't dead. So that's the only real problem I have with it. And I gave it 3 stars because I enjoyed the reading experience. I couldn't put it down. I wanted to keep reading. But yeah, other than that, I did clean up. I found my mum's Eagle record, Hotel California, which has been great, because that guitar riff, that's it, that guitar riff has been on my TikTok for ages, and it's just been all over my TikTok, and I've been like, do I have that record? And it turns out I did have that record. There is a lot of Eagles records in that drawer though. So but yeah, I am going to get started on this one. Hopefully I can read at least half of it before I go to bed tonight. It is only 5:30. I could probably read the whole thing today. The audiobook is only like 7 hours, and like the writing isn't, it's not big, but it's also like the formatting of the book, like there's not much. But yeah, so gonna give this one a go. I might pick up another book tomorrow if I finish this one tonight. But if I do finish this one tonight and I don't feel like picking up another book tomorrow, I will just end this vlog either tonight or tomorrow morning. So yeah, gonna give this one a go. This one got 3 stars. It was enjoyable. Wouldn't read it again, but you know, fast read. I enjoyed the reading experience. This is really what I rate things on. I don't really rate things on like the writing or like how good the plot was. My reading experience and my personal opinions. The only thing that I've ever rated on like the writing and stuff is the thing that I've read for class, because I've analysed it all the way down and it's really hard to separate my own personal reading enjoyment from the analysis that I did. So that's the only things that, like Jasper Jones, that I did in year 11, To Kill a Mockingbird, Animal Farm, Fahrenheit 451, recently Wonderland by Juno Dawson, Love, Simon. Those are really the only books that I really, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is really odd one to throw in there, but I did do that one. They're the only ones that I really broken down, analysed and rated based on the writing instead of my reading experience. So but yeah, 3 stars. I'm hoping this, keep on doing that, I'm hoping this one will be at least 4 stars, maybe 5, because I think I really enjoyed the first one. I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy this one, but I find that sometimes I lose interest in series when it comes to the second book. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we have some new characters introduced in this one and we follow some old favourites as well. Anyway, I will update you either tonight and end the vlog if I don't pick up another book and I finish this one, or tomorrow morning and tell you how my reading went. Or I'll update you tonight if I end up really loving this and need to rant about it. Or really hating it and need to rant about it as well. But anyway, either way, I'll update you soon. So it is Monday, finally. It's about 12 o'clock. I was going to read like half of this last night, as you would have seen from the update. I did not. I read maybe 10 pages and then fell asleep. I was obviously very tired. I did not think I was that tired, but apparently I was. So I just completely fell asleep. I read 10 pages, really good 10 pages, but 10 pages nonetheless. So today I'm finishing this book. It's not even 200 pages. I should be able to finish this book today. And then I also have to go run a few errands for my mum. Well, one errand really. I'm gonna go drop something off for her, and then I should be able to read the entire day. But yeah, so I'm liking it so far. Very good 10 pages. It is exactly how I remember. The writing style is exactly how I remember it, and I really enjoy it because it's very character driven, not plot driven. Like they're all interconnected. The stories are all interconnected in the sense that like they're all set in the same cafe and they all have the same like rules and like lore behind it, but each story is driven by the characters and not the plot of the book. So I really enjoy that in books, especially books like this where they like have sort of a fantastical element to it, and I guess this is sort of sci-fi, but it's like magic in this one, not science. So I'm not sure how you describe that, but yeah, it has some sort of fantasy element to it. I prefer it when the books are character driven, whereas in some books, I don't even know if I have any books that aren't character driven and are just plot driven. Yeah, I don't know, but I very much enjoying it, and so I'm hoping to finish this today and then I'll end the vlog today. If I don't finish this today, I won't just end the vlog. I'll finish this tomorrow and then update you, and then yeah, but I'm hoping to have the vlog done today. There are 4 parts to the story. maybe be able to read probably one part every hour, so it should only take me 4 hours to read, hopefully. But yeah. Anyway, gotta go run some errands. I will update you again soon. Hopefully I will have made progress in this book. I haven't done much of my embroidery. I've actually done none of my embroidery. So I should probably do some of that as well today. But yeah. Anyway, I'll update you again soon. It is 5:30. I went and dropped that thing off for Mum, and then I just sat around outside a bit. I didn't film anything because I was using my phone, so I sat around outside for a bit, and I started reading again at like 4 o'clock, and so I am halfway through, and I've read 2 of the stories because they're about 50 pages each. Loving them. It's sort of like a dual timeline sort of situation. Like, you get them in the present, and then you get them thinking about why they're going back to the past to meet these people, or what's happened to them that they want, that led them to this moment. And so you get like the dual timeline of explaining the character, but at the same time, you also get like another sort of third side plot that's technically in the present, but it's also set in the past, because that person has gone back with their memories of the present to the past, whereas everyone else around them only has the memories of the past. It's a bit confusing sometimes, but I very much enjoy it. It has been explaining a few things, a few relationships. I just found out something that I did not know from the first book, which is very interesting. I did not know that piece of information about Kazu, I think is how you would say her name. Kazu, the waitress in the cafe who has to pour the coffee for you to be able to go into the past. Just found out some interesting information about her, tragic information as well. But yeah, so I've very much been enjoying this. I haven't done anything on my embroidery at all. I've sort of just been hanging out and chilling. I finished filling out the custom forms for a parcel that I have to send to the UK for Liv, my friend. So yeah, I have been not busy, but just I've been chilling and doing like errands and stuff. I have to wrap up a few Christmas presents and then finish packing for going home tomorrow and finish this book. I should be able to finish this book within maybe an hour or two, and I'll give you the final update then. But yeah, very much enjoying it, and I can't wait to read the other ones. So yeah. my last update for this reading vlog. I just finished this one and I very much enjoyed it. It was very good. There is like, it's character driven, as I was saying before. It's character driven, but it does follow like 3 characters consistently throughout the other characters' stories. So you see the owners of the cafe throughout all the stories, and you slowly get information on them through their conversations with other characters in the other characters' stories. And so I've been learning a lot about the person who pours the coffee, Kazoo, and Miki, the little girl. She is amazing. Very, very cheerful. And so yeah, really, really enjoyed this. I'd probably give this a 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars, because I really enjoyed the time travel element to it, and I really enjoyed the way that it was written, with the characters being the main focus of the book and not the plot being the main focus of the book. There is a plot to it, but it's very much in the background and sort of more subtle than some other books that I have read. But yeah, so that's all for this vlog. I haven't done any more on my embroidery, even though I said I was going to. I'll probably do that maybe tomorrow when I go home. But I have finished packing, and I've just got to do a little bit more cleaning before I leave, because I'm not coming back here for a few weeks. And yeah, gotta pack up some things and then I will be all good. So I will be back eventually, hopefully, with another reading vlog, and I have no idea what I'm going to read, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, bye.